We take you to the federal capital where we are being joined by the president of the Nigerian Scrabble Federation, Mr. Toke Aka. It's nice to have you on the program Sports Desk.
It's always my pleasure to be with you.
Well, President, part of the major task, for anyone in office is to indeed see that there are major championships, and Nigeria participates in international championships and also have development of sports, like in Scrabble where you have the president. And the Panasa event has caught the attention of so many African countries. And the trophy tour is on. It was in Lagos yesterday. It was in Abuja, the federal capital, 48 hours ago, and then you also saw this trophy. Tell us, what should Nigerians expect from this African Youth Championship?
First of all, I must say I'm highly elated and proud that after there about 26 years that we've been having the Open Adult Championship all over Africa. Nigeria has hosted that particular championship twice now. Kenya has hosted the most. And this is the very first time that the first youth championship is happening in Africa. Whereas in the world, we started the World Youth Championship some 10, 12 years ago. And now Africa is just starting theirs for the very first time. Why I say I'm elated about this is because it's taking place in Nigeria. Nigeria, as you know, is the powerhouse of Scrabble in Africa and also the powerhouse of Scrabble in the world because we are the best Scrabble playing nation in the world. And we remain the best from the very first edition of Scrabble in Africa. So I'm not going to be surprised again that our youth will blaze the trail when this championship manifests come August this year.
Interesting. Now, when we take a look at the development of the sports in the country, names like Wellington Jigere readily comes to mind. Enoch is another name. Enoch Nwali, a student of the University of Lagos, is another name that comes to mind. But then, for youth events like this, President, can you share with us some of the prospects Nigerians should watch out for? And that we understand that there is a certain 8-year-old lad known as Savior Onazi.
Let me start from Savior Onazi. Savior Onazi, when he won the Winifred Awosika National Scrabble Tournament last year, he was just 7 years old. And when he was 6 years old and he took part in the National Youth Festival, he placed 6th at the age of 6. So it's a boy wonder. And it's somebody that I can bet will be a world champion come sometime in the future. And that is why I also say that Nigeria will not be lagging behind when we play the Africa Youth Championship. We can be sure that the trophy will remain in Nigeria. I'm not boasting. It's because of what we have on ground. For example, we have so many secondary schools that have Scrabble instructors who take Scrabble as a main subject in the schools. We have so many of those kind of schools. I remember we had some youth championships in the past. There was this Scrabbleathlon that was being organized by Dr. Alao sometime back. Enoch Nwali, for example, was a school champion. He was a champion of that particular Scrabbleathlon event that was organized by Dr. Alao before they finally stopped. There were about 4 editions of it where King's College used to dominate then. King's College is my old school, so I'm proud of them. So I can tell you for certain that we're advanced when it comes to playing Scrabble in Africa. What we have done with the youth, there's no other African country that comes any close to us. So it will be a surprise for us if we eventually win this championship.
African Youth Scrabble Championship to be hosted by Nigeria in August, President. Are there any challenges bedeviling the sports in the country? And we also know that Nigeria is expected to participate in the World Championships in the United States later this year.
The major thing that bedevils the sport in the country is that of sponsorship. And I believe with the partnership we have, where you keep exposing all our activities to the general populace of Nigeria, we shall very soon get the much needed sponsorship based upon the awareness that is created. I want to believe it's because a lot of people do not know of the kind of activities and the kind of advantages that Scrabble offers. That is why they have not come to the aid of Scrabble in Nigeria. For example, Nigeria is the best Scrabble playing nation in the world. If you go to the world rankings, out of the top 20 players in the world, you have 8 of them being Nigerians. We won the World Scrabble Championship way back in 2015. Jigere Wellington emerged the champion. Jigere Wellington played the finals with Enoch Nwali last year in Zambia, where Enoch Nwali, who is an undergraduate at the University of Lagos, but Enoch Nwali emerged champion. That tells you that we have emerging youth champions. And I don't think there's any better sport to support other than a sport like Scrabble that facilitates the brain. I mean, there's no school principal who will say, do not teach Scrabble in my school ahead of football. We know that football is very exciting. You see 22 able-bodied people running after one ball. We're talking Scrabble. We're talking English here. I'm speaking English to you. English is our lingua franca. There's no school in the whole country where English is not spoken, and Scrabble is English-based. If you don't know how to spell correctly, you can't play Scrabble. If you don't know how to add figures together, you can't play Scrabble. We're talking mathematics. We're talking English. So tell me, what is the deficiency in the sport? This is a sport that was acclaimed by all. You asked about the preparations for the World Scrabble Championship in Las Vegas, July this year. As we speak, we are yet to get a date with the American embassy. They do not consider it important enough to let us come for a special interview date. Because if you go to their website, the earliest you can get is 3 years from today. Who does that? I did put the championship in America. I think the Americans should get their act together and give us a date. We are not going for a jamboree. We are only going to defend what we have won before.
All right, President, Nigerian Scrabble Federation. I must say a very big thank you, Mr. Toke Aka, for finding out time to talk to us on the program. Sports Desk from the Federal Capital, Abuja. Well,